Solutions Review is on location at Boomi World in Las Vegas. Brought to you by Dell Boomi.
We are here at Boomi World 2018 in Las Vegas, and we are joined by the Chief Product Officer of Dell Boomi, and that's Steve Wood.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great.
Well, this is a showcase for your work, right? There's a chance for you to get out there and really show people what you've accomplished to date and really think about where you're headed.
Yep, what we're made of. Yeah.
Well, and I know you've been driving innovation, not only now at Dell Boomi, but in the past as well. You were co-founder of a company that was acquired by Dell Boomi.
That's right.
Just a year or so ago.
Yep.
So, where do you see this whole space headed at the moment?
Sure. Yeah, I guess so. Integration isn't a new topic. It's been a problem for a long time. But I think where it's changed, well, it changed a while ago. I guess when you think about where Boomi started, and we often would say that we actually created the integration cloud business, or iPaaS, or its integration platform as a service. So the ability to integrate everything, not just the stuff behind your firewall, but the stuff like Salesforce and NetSuite, your cloud applications. These are problems that people are getting more and more these days. That's kind of where we found our sweet spot. Like if you think about back in the day, the old vendors couldn't really get to the cloud very well.
Well, and that's interesting because we have a very specific site around data integration, and a lot of people were arguing to us, well, that's dead. Data integration's dead. ETL and all the old legacy stuff. But really, with all the cloud applications and now this new connector mindset, it's a completely vibrant and lively category.
Yeah, I think because I guess it moved. It's moving, I would say, from an on-premise thing with it's all about SAP and Oracle to much lighter weight. Like you're seeing smaller applications like Zendesk and people like that, or Jira, or that kind of stuff. So people are Slack for social networking. So people aren't buying. There's not I know there is an Oracle Cloud, but there isn't that same sense for most customers. They want to link together best-of-breed applications. So actually integrating them together is actually a fundamental priority to get the actual business outcome you need from all of these things. So we see it as a huge growth area. It's something we've been doing for 10 solid years, and we're incredible at it. Not just at the ability to link cloud applications together, but to be able to take you there, because most people don't just go whole hog into the cloud. They got to get there from somewhere, and the somewhere is usually on-prem. So that's kind of how we made our name. That's why we ostensibly created the category. The category grew from a nascent category to billions of dollars now. So it's become a super important thing for customers to be successful. Yeah.
Well, and it's something that they never realized they were able to take advantage of. There's all this interesting data now that they can start to bring together and form a much more interesting picture of not only customers but employees of all kinds of partners. And I think it's fascinating how important data has become. We talk about it in a way that's almost like a throwaway. Yeah, data is important, but not really. It was never really as important as it is now, because now it's actionable, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. You need it to drive insights. Data is powering your machine learning. It's powering your analytics projects. It's how you make your business decisions ultimately. And what we've even seen is the proliferation of cloud and best of breed is that actually the applications are becoming more and more disposable, but the data persists. You got to keep the data. It's got to move between these applications, but you want to keep it. You don't want to lose all your customer records because you moved from Salesforce to, say, Prosper or CRM or something. It's got to keep moving with you.
Well, and it's also now become a compliance sticking point for a lot of companies, where they really need to not only pull it all together and manage it, but they need to be custodians of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think actually that's been something that's sort of, so we've always been the leader in integration as a service. We've always kind of owned that market. And I guess part of what we're doing at the conference today is showing that it's more than just the ability to move the data around. You got to make sure that it's secure, scalable, you can trust it, because when you can imagine that the first time you bring two applications together and you start passing data between them, you realize, oh, there's some inconsistencies here. The sales team is not as consistent with the service team. You know, when somebody changes their address or something as simple as that, it doesn't show up correctly in sales. So they realize there's some data inconsistency. So we have a hub capability that many vendors that are in our space don't have. They hit the integration problem, but they don't solve the data quality, the data governance, the data security problems in the same way that we do. So we add extra layers, and that's quite frankly because we've been in the industry and founded it. We're the leaders of it. We've always been the leaders of it. We dominate it. It's our growth speaks to that. So yeah, I mean, and there's more layers we're adding to the pile that we're announcing this week.
Well, and with regard to what you're announcing this week, you know, where are you headed with regard to this growing industry?
Yeah, so the interesting thing is, so we've had the largest number of customers for the longest amount of time leading the industry on a multi-tenant platform. What that ostensibly means is that everybody uses a single instance, and we have we have their metadata, which some people are like, what the hell is metadata? But metadata is how they actually configured moving the data from one place to the next, and we have anonymized that. But we know how people connect all these systems together. We know how the data flows between them. We know how you manage the scale of those things. We know how you monitor. We know how, for example, we can see that actually SAP is starting to throw a few errors. Well, actually, based on the knowledge we've seen from our community of customers, that SAP instance is about to fall over. So we can actually use this metadata, which we have nearly 30 terabytes of this stuff over the last 10 plus years in existence. It gives our intelligence this incredible quality of understanding how businesses operate. So we call it community intelligence, and we see that a big part of just pervasive intelligence, having the platform make it faster for you to connect systems together, faster for you to deploy them out to your customer base, faster for you to monitor and manage them so you know exactly what's happening in your company.
Well, and so that's what makes it interesting, right? It's not only the ability to connect, it's the speed at which you can begin to move this data in a connected way.
Yeah.
That allows companies to then use it in real time, effectively. Mm-hmm. And then you have this wave of automation happening where they can start to overlay all kinds of interesting AI features for all intents and purposes.
And so we're definitely seeing that too. In fact, actually, we're launching tomorrow, but I'll say it anyway. Actually, because Chris McNabb,
well, we won't
CEO,
put it up till tomorrow.
Well, he already, he already ruined it anyway for me. Yes, looking at you, Chris. Which is the bot SDK, because we're seeing customers looking at conversational experiences, voice activation, or just conversational integration, where they're not really wanting to get deep into the bowels of things. They might just want some information quickly. Like, hey, give me the pipeline report. And we can get it from SAP and from Oracle and from Salesforce, aggregate it up and give you the report. You don't really want to have to worry about how that all works. So we've kind of got this bot SDK to help customers deliver conversational applications, conversational data to the customer. We have a live customer today, Charter Spectrum, who received an innovation award for what they're doing there too. So, yeah.
Well, and I know you're interested in making things easier for the customer as well with regard to effectively democratizing these fairly technical solutions so that business users can access them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big part of what made Boomi. I mean, Chris McNabb talked a little bit about it today, that back in the day we could do an integration in 30 minutes, which to us seems kind of like, wow, 30 whole minutes, that's quite a long time. But back then that was fast.
Wizardry.
That was good. Whereas for us, we've always been incredible at speed and time to value. So for us, productivity has been a huge piece. But also as we expand what integration and connectivity means to include people and partners and devices and things, we need to make that super easy to do, for sure. But we need to make sure that it's super easy to kind of get it deployed out there. Time to value has been an enormous value for us. Our customers come to us because they know they can get a result fast. That's why we win. Yeah.
Well, I'd ask you what you would say to a potential customer that would be a key differentiator, but I think you've already done that several times.
Sure. Yeah. We know what it is. It's speed.
Exactly.
But also, I mean, it's that thing. Customers want to experiment. They want to try. So we're working on blockchain. We're doing things there. We're doing things with AI, with bots, with this SDK. We're saying to our customers, hey, you may not deploy this today, like as innovative as, say, a Charter Spectrum is, but you want to start thinking about it What does IoT and edge computing mean for you? We've already been thinking about that. We've already got some patterns on how you can do that. So why not try it, and try it fast, fail fast or succeed fast? That's the way we should do it, and so that's what Boomi brings.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for swinging by. We appreciate the time and the insight, and we've certainly enjoyed the show, and hope you enjoy the rest of it.
Great, thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.